Good morning, everyone, and good morning, Vikings fans, especially to you. How are you feeling this morning?
Are you tired, or did you go to bed at halftime?
Do you want to talk about it, or if you don't want to talk about it, it's fine.
We need time.
Yeah, we'll give you a little bit of time here. Jason and Jen with you on a rainy Friday morning. John may want to grab that umbrella in certain parts.
They do. Tough morning, Vikes fans. I can't believe. Go look at Kirk Cousins' stats. You can't blame the guy today. I mean, he played like a stud yesterday. You're going to need your umbrella. 60s and rain this morning, kiddos at the bus stop. I don't know if you need a jacket. Here's what it looks like on current radar. St. Paul down to Bloomington, now picking up some of the heavy rain. This is all your first batch of rain in St. Paul. It's been raining pretty good here in Maple Grove, down towards Long Lake and Shorewood, including Lake Minnetonka. But I think there's some resurgence here. This Maple Plain band on the western portions of Hennepin County, that's all got to come through the metro. So I expect wet roads for at least the next hour and a half until this gets through. And the line stretches all the way to Sleepy Eye, down to Mankato, and down towards Windham. And notice there's just random little downpours. This would be possible in the late morning, but the heaviest rain is in this first one, and that's going to be probably for the next couple of hours. The band moves to the south in Rochester by 8 o'clock, but we'll track this whole thing out. Take a look at your weekend in your full forecast.
All right, thanks, John. And you heard John just mention the rain hitting St. Paul. Here's what that looks like right now. This is 94 at Dale Street. You can see some fresh rain coming down right there. Meanwhile, Bloomington, that heavy rain John told you about, that's here right now. This is 494 where it meets 35W. Definitely a kind of morning where you need to have your lights on and your wipers going.
Let's get back to that breaking news happening right now in cities across America.
Yeah, so for the first time ever, union workers at the country's 3 biggest automakers are walking off the job at the same time. These are brand new images coming in just hours ago of United Auto Workers picketing in Michigan, Missouri, and Ohio. The deadline for a new contract with Ford, GM, and Chrysler's owner, Stellantis, ran out last night.
Now, Cece is in Hudson, Wisconsin right now at a parts distribution plant for GM. Cece, good morning.
Good morning. As you see, there are workers already on the picket line for the past few hours now. We do know that donated food and toiletries are on the way to the picket lines as we speak. And also, we know that during this strike, workers will be getting $500 from the union each week. So this strike comes after really contentious bargaining. Some key things the union wants right now: 40% hourly pay increases, a reduced 32-hour work week, bringing back pensions and cost of living adjustments, plus the right to strike over plant closures, among some other things. New into our newsroom this morning, we're hearing from the union president just hours after the strike started.
They could double our wages and they could not raise the price of vehicles and they would still make billions of dollars. It's a lie like everything else that comes out of their mouth.
It's totally untenable. We can't sustain our company. We'd go bankrupt in a matter of years.
This morning, the union says they'll strike for as long as they need to get what they need. Now, according to a new estimate this morning, the strikes at GM and Ford alone will cost the companies about $5 billion combined each week. Guys.
Yeah, the ripple effects of all this are going to loom large across the country. Cece Gaines reporting live for us. Thank you.
Well, now to a potential strike we're following here in Minnesota. This one in Austin, where we're waiting to see if hundreds of Hormel meat packers will go on strike. They just finished voting on a new contract hours ago, and we could learn any minute what those results are. The workers' union recommended voting against the contract, saying it does not meet their demands. We're expecting an update from them sometime around noon. Well, Sunrise is following everything happening with both unions, and coming up in the next 30 minutes, Cece and Eva will have the very latest. You can also find more on KARE11.com and on air, of course, all day.
6:05 on the clock, and we've got new developments to a breaking story we first told you about yesterday on Sunrise. In just a few hours, investigators will be back at the former Hastings Creamery to figure out what caused a massive fire there. It burned so hot that 9 local fire departments were called in to assist and keep it from spreading. A part of the century-old creamery had to be demolished just to reach pockets of flames that firefighters couldn't reach safely.
It was sad to see it empty, closed, but now it's really sad to see, because they'll have to take it all down.
The owners of the creamery shut it down 2 weeks ago after months of struggling to meet state wastewater standards. There were still hopes of restarting it until the fire started. In northern Minnesota, Cass County investigators are looking into what caused a popular resort to go up in flames. The fire started Tuesday night at Cass Lake Lodge. The resort's owner said in a Facebook post that the lodge and main cabin were destroyed.
Charges could come down as soon as today for the suspect who investigators say shot and killed an Iowa police officer. Kyle Rickey is in custody right now in Minnesota. Police say he shot and killed Officer Kevin Cram in Algona, Iowa, Wednesday night while officers were trying to arrest him for an active warrant. That's just about an hour and 20 minutes away from the Minnesota border. Rickey faces first-degree murder charges when he's eventually transported back to Iowa.
Some new details here as you're waking up about a deadly shooting at a gun range in Chanhassen. The sheriff says they received a 911 call yesterday about a shooting at the Stock and Barrel Gun Club off of Highway 5. Deputies say they found a 29-year-old woman from Eden Prairie shot in one of the range lanes. The sheriff's department tells us there's no danger to the public or any suspects.
In the last 11 hours, the Roseville community came together to celebrate Jory Jones. The Roseville hockey alum and Gustavus Adolphus goaltender was killed in a car crash late last month. Thousands of people gathered at the Oval in Roseville last night to honor Jory. From her teammates at Gustavus to her coach in high school, everyone remembered Jory as a talented hockey player who always had a smile and kindness for everybody.
We're definitely going to carry on her legacy. It's going to be very important for me to, instill that in my current players. And, if we can live like Jory, it's going to be not only a better hockey team, but a better world.
Both the Gustavus and Roseville hockey teams will be honoring Jory throughout their seasons this year, with JJ 33 patches on their jerseys and stickers on their helmets.
We're tracking a developing story right now in the Atlantic. Hurricane Lee is getting wider and turning its sights on the country's east coast. This is new video of all the waves and water there as in New York as Lee gets closer. A tropical storm warning is in effect right now in parts of New England.
Yeah, and John is tracking it for us. When could this actually hit?
Yeah, well, it's going to be making its move tonight into tomorrow, and it does look like it is going to graze the Boston area, but it is going to actually make landfall close to Maine. So you actually will see areas just to the north here. We're going to look at Bangor. This is going to be Saturday at 1 o'clock. It will just clip. Parts of this here will clip actual United States and Maine, but most of this will stay in Newfoundland area and Canada as we go into the weekend. There are going to be quite a bit of rain. The rain's going to be large, and we're going to be looking at 6+ inches actually in a small portion there. Now the Bangor stretch is only going to see about 2 to 4, and Boston the same thing. But you are going to see portions of Maine picking up half a foot of rain, and we are going to see some tropical storm warnings issued, and we're going to see some large waves into the shore as we go into the weekend. So something we're going to be monitoring, but this is going to be making landfall this weekend.
All right, thank you, John. Well, back at home, new data released in the last 24 hours shows 99% of the state is now in drought. Most notably, conditions in parts of southwestern and west central Minnesota have worsened, and they're now in the red moderate drought category. Rochester is the driest spot in the state with a rainfall deficit of nearly 10 inches.
All right, Vikings fans, close your eyes. This morning, the Vikings are 0-2 on the season after losing to the Eagles on Thursday Night Football.
Yeah, that game wrapped up about 8 hours ago. Maybe you went to bed before it ended. I will say, final score, not as bad as I was thinking.
Closer than a lot of people thought it would be.
Yeah, but